Agree back again. And that is Toastmaster Sesank. And now to evaluate Toastmaster Sesank, we have Toastmaster Mukesh. Could you please read out his objectives? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not Mukesh. Toastmaster Raghu.
Thank you, Timor. Sesank is giving his CC10, and the objectives of the speech are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of belief or achievement. Appeal to the audience needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Avoid using notes. Time is 8 to 10 minutes. All the best.
Toastmaster Sesank, wake up safe. Okay. Toastmaster Sesank, wake up safe, Toastmaster Sesank.
The audience are pouring in from all entrances into the amphitheater. And I come onto the stage and give a fantastic, fabulous, and a mesmerizing speech. And the audience gets so much inspired that they give me a standing ovation. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very warm good evening. This was the dream which I have always dreamt. And to realize this, I have joined Infosys Hyderabad Toastmasters Club in October 2011. I try being as much immensely voluble and creative that I can be in my CC1. And after the speech, I was given a standing ovation. I felt my long cherished dream was not far away. With Best Speaker ribbon in my hand, I went to my mentor, Chaitra. She laughed at me and said, Sesank, people give standing ovation to everyone who completes CC1 or CC10. But the sound of those claps, which was still ringing in my ears, did allow me to accept that. I was satisfied with my performance, and the desire to win the Best Speaker ribbon in every speech that I give ignited in my mind. My next speech, CC2, was about my frustration as a software engineer. I did not prepare as much as I did for my CC1. I came onto the stage. I was pretty much confident that I could pull it off well and win the Best Speaker ribbon. And I started off the speech like this. Did you identify the small mistake which I did? I repeated the word Toastmasters twice. Though I moved on further, I was struck at these words. And eventually, at the end of first paragraph, I forgot my speech. I couldn't move further. I was struck. It was a complete blank out situation. But suddenly, I saw something and I continued the speech. The whole audience was listening to me, but I was giving speech for that single person. Her gestures made me feel that what I was talking was correct and made me continue the speech. Toastmaster Radha understood my problem and she was continuously encouraging me by nodding her head. This gesture made me feel that comfort level. There was a void space between me and my speech on that stage, and her nodding filled the gap. If you observe my speech, you can make out that at various places how much I struggled to complete the speech. After the speech, I learned two things: that I must never come unprepared to stage, and how good audience can help a speaker. May 2012, Icebreaker Contest. I had 4 mentors for this: Chaitra, Tasneem, Mukesh and Radha. I gave slots to these people and practiced n number of times. And on the contest day, I went onto the stage and delivered my best. I had least doubt on my abilities. Results time. And the third prize goes to Toastmaster Himanshu. I was happy and clapping. And the second prize goes to Toastmaster Chandrakant. I was happy and clapping. I had few manuals in my hand. I gave it to my friend. So that I can walk when they call up my name. And the first prize goes to Toastmaster Harita. I was not happy, but I continued clapping. Like success, even failure doesn't sink in immediately. It took some time. I posed with these winners. A few veterans came to me and consoled. After some time, I went back to the same conference room and repeated my speech continuously for 4 times in a row, thinking, why, what and how did this happen? Trust me, I don't have any kind of grudge on any of those winners. But my only question in my life at that point of time was, why not me? A month later, I came back onto the stage. This time I prepared for CC3. Again, the quest for the best speaker ribbon still continued. I came onto the stage, but I again forgot. And this time there was no Radha to nod. And I fumbled. I was asked to repeat the speech. Is this what I wanted to be? I wanted to earn that standing ovation, win that best speaker ribbon, and now I was asked to repeat the speech. I couldn't bear the feeling of failure. I couldn't bear the feeling of being second to someone. I didn't want to come back to this stage. But the lab for this stage didn't let me do that. CC4, I did as much as I can. On Mukesh's advice, I recorded the speech of my video and practiced on each and every sentence and delivered my CC4. The result, I did my best. After the speech, Mukesh immediately messaged, 500% improvement from the previous time. And my evaluator said, Sesank, you have grown by leaps and bounds from CC3 to CC4. Finished? Answer back. Then came CC5 and CC6, where I again fell flat. Life keeps on teaching you the same lesson time and again. You will not move ahead. You will be left with no other option but to learn it if you want to move ahead in life. Whenever I was satisfied as a speaker, I performed miserably bad in the subsequent speeches. It was not once, but twice I was taught the same lesson that satisfaction is death in my case. Now, what should I do? Look at my performance graph. CC1, it was good. CC2 went down. CC3 hit the rock bottom. CC4, I again started. I did a fair good job. CC5 went down. CC6, people evaluated that my expressions were so artificial. I was dying as a speaker. I was dying as a Toastmaster. I didn't bear it. I formulated my own TPD route. We at IHTMC have meetings on alternate Thursdays. I have divided my preparation into 2 parts. The time frame between a meeting Thursday to a non-meeting Thursday, and the time frame between this non-meeting Thursday to the meeting Thursday. In this time frame, I have decided on a topic on which I should give the speech. I researched on the topic, redrafted as many times as possible. And to maintain consistency, if not for 1 hour, I used to work at least for half an hour on that CC7. After 1 week, I completed the speech and I've shared it to my mentor. She evaluated it and made some suggestions. On that Thursday, I incorporate those changes and freeze the speech. Now, on the next Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 3 days, I have learned, understood and by-hearted the script. On Monday, I gave a dry run to my mentor. Depending upon the inputs that I got, I worked on the voice modulation, body language, and other finite details. And on the Thursday, I word and practice my speech as many times as I can. Now, meeting time. I was the third speaker that day. I didn't go out as I used to do for the other speakers. I used to go out when other speakers were talking and used to practice there. On that day, I didn't go out. I enjoyed their speeches. And the Toastmaster called up, "Toastmaster Sesank, the Bermuda Triangle, Toastmaster Sesank." I went on to the stage, delivered my best. And even when people like Toastmaster Vikram were sitting right over there and making faces, I did not get distracted. And this time, I didn't need Toastmaster Radha to nod, but because I know what I wanted to tell to the audience. And about the best speaker ribbon, I almost forgot about it. My dear friends, it took 6 speeches for me to realize how low a person falls when success gets to his head, and 7 speeches to realize how to write a speech, prepare for a speech, and deliver a speech. Gone are those days where you learn from your own mistakes. These are the days where you learn from others' mistakes and you don't repeat them. This is how I came, I felt, I learned, and stood up before you as a Toastmaster. Now, it is up to you to decide what kind of Toastmaster you want to be and how the Toastmaster journey you want to undertake. Over to Team One.
Toastmaster Sesank has finished his CC10. That's a very special event for us, but because that marks the culmination of the CC projects. And he would be getting a Competitive Communicator Award. So on this occasion, I would request you all to stand up and give him a rising applause. So this is again a favorite haunt of all the quizzes. We go back to Greek mythology and Asian mythology. So this is a Greek mythology question. So as for Greek mythology, there were 2 twins, Castor and Pollux, who shared a bond so strong that when Castor dies, Pollux gives up half of his immortality to be with his brother. So the twins split their time between the underworld and Mount Olympus. So you have to identify an astronomical phenomena which is related to this story. There are 2 parts to it. There's an astronomical collection or a body which is based on the twins, and then this splitting their time between the underworld and Mount Olympus. There are 2 parts to the answer. If you give me at least 1 part, then the chocolate is yours. Yeah.
The Gemini?
Yes, it is Gemini. Can you give me the other funda also? Okay, can you try?
Full moon.
It's not full moon, half moon, something on those lines.
Day and night. Eclipse.
Okay, Tejal?
They rotate around each other.
No. Okay, then I'll give you the answer. The chocolate goes to the first gentleman who answered. Okay. The thing is that this is Gemini, but Gemini is